chairman and the respective commissioners. Good evening, the 13th Executive Council of the Education Student Association, the representative from the SU EC, Honorable Baji, a National Assembly member, to the media houses that are present, Fine TV and the West Coast Radio, to Team SSC for upholding the principles of good brotherhood, to the mighty team Renaissance, my own team, a vibrant team. Good evening to the most important stakeholders when it comes to election matters under the School of Education. That's the general students body of the education school. We are here today this evening on a very important program that is mandated under the Constitution to have a convention where policies and programs will be stated and students can have the chance to make informed choices. I am Musaba, a final year student majoring in history and minoring in public administration. I am vying for the position of president under the team called Team Renaissance. Honorable sitting down here, I am given the opportunity to present to you my policies. But then policies are not enough when they are not smart. I will not give you only policies this evening. I'll give you policies that are attainable. And I'll tell you in which line ministry can those policies be laid to in order to achieve those policies. And I'll go further to tell you what are the mechanism I have when voted into office in order to realize these policies. That is what is expected of a leader when it comes to policy matters. As a team, we believe in unionism. So being the case, when I mean a team here, I'm not referring to Renaissance, I'm referring as Edusans. We are with the conviction then that there is no development which is greater than unity. That is why I crafted it as my first point in my policy to make sure that students of Edusa are united, because students of Edusa are divided currently. Somebody may ask me how. Yes, we are divided because we are in politics and we are affiliated. I myself am affiliated to Renaissance. But then politics will come and go. As Mr. Lung stated, we have a greater responsibility. That means here, if I am voted into office, come on the 16th, on the 17th, I am no more a Renaissance. The cap of Renaissance is going down, and I'm going to wear the cap of Edusans. This has been very easy for me, because under our constitution, there is no camp that is recognized. Camps are not permanent. That is why no Renaissance can hold me accountable on the Renaissance issues. But Edusans will hold me accountable as their president when voted. So I'm telling you this, that division will be break. And I'm going to tell you how are we going to break this division. In order for us to achieve that unity or that unity, it must start from the leadership. Leaders are symbols. Leaders are representative. Leaders are supposed to serve as the face of the students. That must start from me. I have to put it to everyone that is in that council that we have no obligation to our camps, because I am not going to be affiliated anymore, because the Constitution have given me the mandate to serve the students, not the camp. That is what I'm going to uphold, because that is what I'm going to be accounted, either by the students of Edusa or by the Almighty God, who I must face one day or the other. This is an oath which I must keep, which I must fulfill. If I am leading you people as a united leader, The council, no matter where they come from, which interest do you have, you must follow my footsteps, because I'm going to make sure that we execute the policies, the programs, by the means and obligation entrusted or enshrined in the Constitution. I really believe that a divided council will yield a divided student body, and there will be no progress. Under my stewardship, I am not going to lead a divided council. Honorable sitting down here, somebody have done a good work. In development aspiration, we say there is no development without sustainability. I have policy number 2, that I'm going to sustain the good works that the former council or the current council that is about to leave, that they have done here. This is not going to be limited to sustainability, but then there is going to be continuity. Finance was low. I will not give figures. And finance is high today, very high. I have a task and a responsibility to make sure that the 15th council that is to come must have something as a starting point. That means we must maintain this financial status of this council, because we can do anything without finance. The peace that exists must be sustained. These assets, the PA system, this podium, the cooking utensils, in line with the logistic ministry, must be sustained. Because there is no development without sustainability. These have to be in line with the partnerships. In the last orientation for the education students, I found out that we have started getting students who are fresh from grade 12. And I believe this have to be with the effects of the media, with the effects of the nationwide, which is our culture. Because the good image of this noble job, this profession, have been extended to far and beyond. That people can live from grade 12, not a matter of even going to the college, but will come and start their degrees on the School of Education. We must sustain this, because even on the government terms and principles, the media is termed as the fourth arm of government, if possible. Funds that we generated must be sustained through the partnerships. We are going to revisit them and see to it that these partnerships still in our interest, or whether there is what is called a win-win situation. If so being the case, we'll maintain them and still seek for more partners, because putting all your eggs in one basket is a very dangerous thing. It is not safe. We're going to make sure we get more partners for this institution through the secretariat by writing proposals, and then through the collection of each and every student that is in the university, that is in the council, because this is a collective work. You are partners in the struggle, you are partners in the programs and development of this school. Fellow Edusans sitting down here, we have moved to Faraba. Faraba is different, and Faraba is an isolated place as of now. And we are created differently. Some are within us who are physically challenged, and we realize the environment here is not physically challenge friendly. Something must be done. If there are lapses in the areas of the contractors or the consultants, it can still be changed, because for every problem there is a solution. Engagements will be made through the right protocols, from the SUVP to the deans and faculty offices, likewise to the facility manager, to see to it that this compound, these buildings here, some stairs can be converted to ramps, and then sensors are fixed on the doors, so as these people can have access to these facilities. Because right to education is a fundamental human right. Right to public institutions and public facilities are fundamental human rights. And I'm not going to lead a council that is not inclusive. We must realize them. They must not be marginalized. We have to lead a council that is going to be service-oriented. And in trying to make sure we realize that there must be stands to see that there is effective service delivery. We are subjective as human beings. We may come with our personal interest or so. That is not how human beings are naturally. But we'll make sure that there is a proper procedures to see through that executive councils operate within the boundaries of the Constitution. That means we are going to extract from the Constitution what is called a code of conduct in order to serve as limitations to our actions and inactions as executive members. Through this, good and effective service delivery will be realized and the interests of the students will be met. This is something very much important. Again, when it comes to, thank you so much. Right. Go, back. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, Honorable Musa, for your submission. The students are listening, the audience are listening, and Thursday, as I said, will be the decision day. One position, one portfolio, two candidates. Unfortunately, only one winner or only one declared the winner. So we welcome Honorable Osman Osman.
First and foremost, I want to greet you all for being here today. As the saying goes, those who are not proud of history have done nothing good to celebrate. And those who are proud of history have done a lot to celebrate. You might say history is not important, but our history paves our way for which we live and a way for which we will live in the future. So therefore, I believe it's important that we observe history so that our current actions can be justifiable so as to have a better future, inshallah. I acknowledge the presence of the EC members here present, Mr. Chairperson, and all other members from different facets of education and beyond education. To begin my speech, I will first seek refuge from the Almighty Allah to guide my tongue and also whatever I say to be something that is there in me, not to falsify or give you false information that will lead me to falsehood, inshallah. To begin with, I am Usman Tamsir Ndao. I have served in a lot of youth organizations in this country. Leadership is not a new part for me. It's an arena that I have been battling for so long, quite a long time. And all what I have achieved because there were people who were helping me to be where I am today. With the knowledge and experience I have gathered, that's prepared me enough for this significant day, which is why I'm here ready to serve as the presidential candidate of the Student Service Council, to selflessly serve you as a servant, not as a mere captain leader. I will begin by saying that I am here to give you my policies and programs. And I will want you to clap for me only 2 times. That is immediately I said so, and when I am done. And now that you have done the first clap, I want you to listen keenly. What? Yes. Hello. Why am I saying I want you to listen? Because I know that there is time and I don't want you to give me an excuse of people saying I don't hear his policy, that's why I don't vote for him. I stand before because I want people to hear what I'm saying, so that if you will not vote me, it can be a choice that you can live with in the future. I stand to say I have 2 different set of policies. I have what we call immediate and urgent need policies, and I have long-term policies. You will all agree with me that the university has now changed its environment to Faraba, and it has come actually with challenges, significant challenges that need to be tackled. To begin with these urgencies that I am talking about, is currently the availability of facilities that students are using. In this new Faraba campus that we are currently speaking of, there are still people who are peeping through the window to have their lectures because there are not enough chairs in the classroom. In this Faraba campus that I'm currently talking about, I have been seeing mothers who are breastfeeding their children without a place to be where they can consider as a baby safe place to be with their children. All these problems are imminent. And I have seen where physically challenged individuals are scrambling for buses and people are pushing them and they are not able to make it to the bus. These are problems that we need to fix. Leaders have to see and seek for urgent problems before creating future problems. With my ministry, as a council, as a head of the council, I work with my welfare, with my logistic minister, and also the SU currently serving, and the director of facility, to make sure we advocate for these urgent needs to be solved. In leadership, you have to be learning how to negotiate and get things done. The word you want to put on your cap is not to make me handsome, it's to make sure I serve you diligently. And in this service to provide it, one must be able to know what are the current problems in as much as you want to solve the future problems. I believe that the ones who are physically challenged is caused by nature. They should be given priority cards to help them to be able to get into these buses so as not to scramble with individuals. I believe it's a necessity. Also, when it comes to the provision of provisional shops, today, anything you need in Faraba campus that is outside your provision, you have to go and seek it at Brikama campus. We need to negotiate with the director of facilities to make sure that these things are available through partners and donors. It is not a magic, it's about negotiating and making it work. Leaders have to solve problems in order to avoid future circumstances. Coming back to that long-term future plans that we have for the School of Education. First, to begin with, I will start with unity, inclusive, and progress, which is our core pillars as the Student Service Council. Why am I saying unity? There is nothing that can be achieved in the absence of unity. But we cannot be united if we don't know our roles and our responsibilities. As individuals, we will continue fighting among ourselves. And as a result, we will continue being victims and we will allow our leaders to continue enjoying the fruit of our own labor. United we stand, divided we fall. I stand before you as a candidate of the Student Service Council with the heart of accommodating every individual in this model Edusa, because for I believe in one thing. When I serve as your leader, I shall be the parent who will be responsible of every one of you here today in this house. These are some of the important urgencies that leaders have to look at, which is why I am saying the policy of unity is key. How will we unite you? By making sure that each and every one of you understand your constitutional rights and responsibilities so as to be a productive citizen of Mother Edusa. That's the first thing we will do. When you people are capacitized to the extent of understanding what you should do and how you should serve, then we move on to the next agenda. Let me take you to the academic policy. Improvement of academic policies. Together with my council and the vice president, that is the vice chairman of the particular committee that I am leading, and the SU, we shall work hand in hand to make sure that the academic matters are solved in the right time. Currently, you will agree with me that course registration is a very big problem. You know why? Because the university don't have the required data to be able to predict and analyze the number of students to register per course before the beginning of the semester. Which is why when the semester opens, we all scramble for courses. At the end of the day, you don't have enough records, you don't have enough classrooms, and the problem keep on persisting, and these things need to be solved. When I become the president of this particular institution, I shall work with all the other organs and all other organs in other schools to make sure that we advocate to make sure we have academic excellence in the School of Education. And I am saying this diligently. I have the experience and the exposure and the connection and the connectivity to work with partners here and beyond to make sure that these advocacy messages that I am currently talking about are put in place. I have another policy which I will take you quickly. And this policy that I am coming to talk about here has to do with the fundraising. As a part of the signatory to the account of the School of Education, I shall make sure that there is a healthy account that we can use to be able to conduct our activities effectively and efficiently. How can we do this? We believe that through the welfare ministry and other organs and ministries and partners and donors, we will be able to write project proposals through our secretariat, to make sure we levy for projects that are in connection to the current development of the School of Education and other people beyond the School of Education. Hence, we are teachers here who are learning to go and impact the society. In doing so, you must be able to have the knowledge and understanding and also have the equipment, that is the facility and the funding that is needed to do those kind of services. There is nothing that can be achieved in the absence of these fundings. I know donors, I know where they are. I'm speaking here, the world is watching. If you go through my history, you will understand that currently I stand as the national champion for the Youth Entrepreneurship Development Pitching Competition in this country. I know how to get funding. I have been doing it. And if I say I want to do it, I have to say I am saying with my heart, not with just my words. Finally, coming to this aspect of sustainability, my final policy is sustainability. Let us learn to sustain what we have. Thank you very much, Executive Council, for the 13th, and all other ones who came before us. I celebrate you all. But you have done your part, and for your part is done. Allow us to continue on our part. Allow us to lead. Mother Edusa, don't make a mistake for changing an unqualified driver for a driver who is qualified. I'm a licensed driver to drive, unlike somebody learning to drive. Give me the vehicle, let's drive it to the destiny which we all desire.
Thank you all for we are going to find everything to have candidates, and you find much the data will take to the university. I want to have it in my case. Thank you very much. Now the question
and this question goes to both candidates, and it is coming from Mr. Ali. Here I read the question. Development goes with sustainability and consistency, conservation and preservation of its existing development. 13 Executive Council has worked so much hard to this date with healthy account and asset. Now the question says, the question says, what will be your mode of holistic approach of strategies to sustain and maintain this visible development by the 13th Executive Council as made by the 14, as a leader of the 14th Executive Council? Now, forgetting the preamble, what would be your mode of holistic approach of strategies to sustain and maintain this visible development by the 13th Executive Council as the leader of the 14th Executive Council?
Yeah, I heard it.
Thank you so much. He's asking what is going to be the means for holistic approach in order to sustain the good work. I believe sustainability is part of my agendas. First of all, here sustenance are in four perspectives. Sustaining the finance, that have to be in line with the finance minister to make sure that there is more finance raised and the money that is had is utilized in the good course of conditions. Sustaining assets, that have to be in line with the logistics minister to make sure there is an asset, register for all the assets, and then those who are to use it issue receipt and guidance or warnings or regulations so as they take good care of it, and there are regulations in case they happen to damage the assets. Sustaining the peace, that is the responsibility of the leadership to make sure that he or she represents or remove all political affiliation from his head and then focus on the general students' body, that is the Edusans. Sustaining partnership is to make sure we revisit those protocols, those bilateral relationships, and see whether they are still in line with our interests or they are still a win-to-win situation for us. Then we maintain them and again try to create a little bit of continuity by expanding and getting other partnerships for us.
Yeah, I can remember, inshallah. All right, the question was talking about sustainability, which is very key. I believe that is the very reason why, in fact, I am here as a presidential candidate, to sustain the legacy. And in doing so, the first thing to begin with that of the physical assets. We will have what we call asset registration, meaning there will be done a proper inventory recording system through the logistic department. We will be able to register all the single logistics that we have within our community. And the logistic minister will make sure that all these things that are registered are well taken care of and have a tracking mechanism. So when they are missing, we will be able to find them. That's about logistics. When it comes to the financial sustainability, currently we have heard that there is a lot of amount in the account currently we are having. But neither of us have seen those checks. We will make sure that there is a watchdog of our account, that every penny that moves out, whether with or without our consent, we will be able to detect it, so as to maintain the financial aspect of it. Because we believe that maintenance of our account will help us in be able to cater for future activities. Coming to partnership, you know, partners change their policies and programs every now and then. In order to maintain your partnership, you also have to diversify your area of engagement and intervention in line with their policies. This year, MOPSI has sponsored you. Next year, they might not. You know why? Because they are in line budget with that future activity is not in line. So they cannot give it to you. To sustain the partnership, you change your policies and program to meet that particular suggestion to get your funding and implement your activities. That's what we call maintenance of partners. Proper communication and effectiveness. Again, we're done about sustainability issue. Let's talk about the sustainability of peace. To sustain peace is not by word, it's by actions. You could have seen that I have said the 13 executives have done their part. Part of our mechanisms of sustaining peace and tranquility, justice and equality was why the SSC team packed all their bags and baggages and joined Renaissance on their retreat currently. So don't mind about sustainability. We have enough. And they say strategies don't march. When hearts march, strategies will march, inshallah. Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you, President TV. Yeah. So question number 2. Question number 2. Let me put this quote on behalf of the chairman. That we may not address cooperation, abuse and conflict. The logistic board, chairman, the board is around, question. On behalf of the chairman, we apologize to everyone. And this question goes to Mr. Dow, who is coming from Edusa. The question reads, Mr. Dow.
Yes.
Which other ways you have for raising funds for solution apart from forming partnership with them? Are you satisfied with the question?
Yes, I'm okay. Inshallah. Yes, the timekeeper is pleading for my response. I will try to make it very short, inshallah. So, to begin with, in other ways to get funding apart from partnership, You understand that no institution stand in isolation. Probably understanding the ecosystem is very important when we talk about funding. You pay union dues. They are not enough. But we can get funding through it. No matter how, we will still get it. And also, we can write our own project proposals. And these project proposals we are going to write, we shall open it for people to fund it. And it can come in anytime. And also, when you look at by going into our own innovations, currently it's interesting. We have only one window registration as an organization, one window registration. There is what we call multiple window registrations to be able to compete in the international and global market. We will go through the Minister of Justice and Attorney General Chambers to be able to legalize this institution, to get more proper ways of getting funding instead of just relying on other ways. We have the technical know-how. Give us the chance. Let's get it there.
Is it for me? Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, this question goes to Mr.
Yes.
From Mr. Lavija. Eventually, Mr.
Yes.
One way you have Edusa.
Yes.
Eventually, in what way do you have Edusa? Realize the challenges we face. And the hard work of all of them.
Come again?
Eventually, in what way do you have Edusa? Realize the challenges we face. And do the hard work of all of them together.
In what way did I help? Will I or did I? Can you give me the paper, son? If you mind.
In what ways do you have Edusa?
Okay, will you?
Realize the challenges we face and do the hard work of all of them together.
Through hard work. The last part. Let me get the paper. Sorry. Okay, the question is saying, in what way will I help Edusians to realize the challenges that we face and then do the hard work to overcome them together? Here, like, there is something that the council can address directly, but there are certain things the council will have to follow protocols in order to realize them. I have spoke about the challenges of the physically challenged. The physically challenged, like if I happen to stand before you and tell you that my council will change the stairs to ramps, will fix sensories, we don't have that direct mandate, and probably we may not have the financial motions. That have to be channeled to the DSU and get through the right protocols, consulting the dean, the director of student affairs, to the facility management, up to the vice chancellor's office. That is a collaborative work. That is one. Challenges with regards to probably our activities or our identity, the nationwide tour, the retreats, and so, we can tackle that with the finance that we have. We can put a budget that is befitting. We can try to raise funds through the finance ministry and likewise the welfare ministry. We can lobby funds outside through our partners. So generally when there is a challenge, what I want to tell you is that challenges are there that the council can target directly, which I am going to foresee and lead it through the line ministries. But challenges are there that the council cannot tackle directly, mean we have to follow the protocols in order to realize that.
The participants, if you don't mind, stand with me side by side.
All right.
Because of time, we will give them only 8 minutes with 30 seconds for each people. And this time around, If you ask the question, everything goes once. You will sometimes to ask, just review and ask, or if you don't have any question, just review.
I have both.
Thank you. 1 minute.
All right, thank you so much. I'll start with the rebuttal. I want Honorable now to understand that you cannot register the Education Student Association to the Minister of Justice. It is registered under the main issue. You have to understand that. Two, Mr. Now is behind time. If Mr. Now is in this school up to this month, since we moved to Faraba, he didn't know that the physically challenged have already gotten priority license or papers or permits to able to access the buses without pushing, meaning he's behind time, he don't know what you are facing right now. He didn't understand the problems of us because that aspect for the physically challenged is already been solved. What we need here now is the issues of the sensories and the RAMs, but that one is being addressed. So my question to Mr. Ndao is, as you are vying for the position of presidency, for matters that are beyond your responsibility, which you cannot handle as a president, what are the right channels or protocols that you have to follow in order to see to it that the matters have been arrested or been solved?
Okay. Yeah, that's good. All right. Thank you very much, Honorable Ba. I really love the question. But to begin, I just want to make a clarification here. Hello. I want to make a clarification about the issue of registration of SU and also the issue of limited knowledge for registration on the Attorney General Chambers. You know, organizations never work, I say, in isolation. Every organization you see is relying on another organization and working with another one. That's what we call ecosystem. You don't understand what I'm saying. Probably you have no understanding about organizational management and how institutions move from one individual to the other. You understand? Don't worry. Make no mistake. I'll come to this. You were asking a question and you said to me, what are the protocols that you will follow as an individual to be able to achieve some of the things you're saying? And also misprioritization, because you talk about the cards that I talked about. You talk about the issue of the physically challenged people. Listen, young man. Problems solved now doesn't mean problems solved forever. In anything you do, you have to make sure you talk about the things that you will do, how you will do, and when you will do. That's why I said I am going to do it. But you don't know that, right? It's okay. Let me move on, fast forward to the question which he asked. We know there are ladders in our school as we live as a school of education. And we as an organization, anything that we do, we are working on that is a faculty, which we understand. But also we have an issue that is responsible as a parent. In anything we do, we will make sure that we challenge it to the right authorities in the faculty level and also at the SU level. We have secretaries that will write for us. As the president, I don't write to lobby, to ask things. I have my institutional organs. That is the secretariat. That's the IPRO. They all work with me. Listen, I'll tell you one thing. I'm the only presidential candidate today who is gifted to play the halfback, the flank, the midfield, the strike, and score. To make it clear, I don't talk about my experience because you probably don't understand. I serve as a secretary, these things are not okay. So please, I understand very well that the procedures to be taken is to communicate to the faculty officers that are necessary and make official writings to the SU and write it to the right protocols and channels and get your problems solved. It's me. It is me.
Thank you so very much, Mr. President. Mr. President, now I'm going to now, please, I will give you 20 minutes again while I will come.
Final question. My final question. I don't ask. He's the only one who asks. Yeah. Nila mai ko bidan ni kana ne.
Safiya,